Hello, look at these beautiful lights around me. Wow. Hello. So we're out on another bimble. Finally, I have to say I've had been indoors for 4 days. It's been raining for 4 days. So I think we both needed this. I bought me a wrong bag today. I've got a couple of bags that look the same, and one of them contains various things but also a BALL. So I grabbed the wrong bag that doesn't contain one of them. So when he asked me later, can we play? I've got to say sadly not. But blue skies, beautiful, glorious blue skies. So when we get back home, I know what I'll be doing. No rest for the wicked. I don't mind. So I hope everybody's well, or as well as you can be. Funny old time of year. I know there's lots of lurgies and problems and things. Now I made a video a while ago, I think in this same kind of spot, and I said that everybody you meet takes away a version of you. Not necessarily the person that you are, but it's a version of you. And it's very true that, because everybody has a version of you, doesn't they? Every single person has an impression of the person that they met, and they have to, otherwise you know, if you said how's have you met Mary, hey, come on now, I'm watching, and they didn't form an opinion, an impression, something about you, they would just say, no, never met her, don't know her, you know, I can't recollect ever meeting her. So we are in autumn. The leaves are not fantastic, but I'll show you what we find on the way. So yeah, first of all, blue sky, and then we'll see a few changes of leaves on our little bimble. Nice and quiet and peaceful. So we're aware then, come on love, this way please. So we're aware of all these different versions. Well, we're not aware. We are aware that people take from us the person that they think we are, that they've made up who we are in their own heads. That's what it is. So there are lots of versions of us. But it got me to thinking, for some reason, there's another version, and that is the version that is the story of self. The story of self is what we tell ourselves who we are. Not necessarily true, because it is a story of self. And it's obviously more important to tell yourself many things that are positive as opposed to anything that's negative. We've all got good sides and bad sides and all the rest of it, but if you can tell yourself the positive things over and over again, that's a nicer way of creating the story of self. But I've also said in the past that it is okay to not be okay. It really is, you know. It's okay to feel a bit vulnerable. Even if you're a big man with a beard or whatever, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel a bit sensitive, maybe. It's okay to just feel off. And in my case, and I have to accept it, but it is okay to have mental health wobbles every now and then. It is okay to feel sad. And it is okay to feel whatever I'm feeling. No problem. And all those things go to make me who I am, what I am, how I interact with the world and the people on the world, on the planet. So it is okay not to be okay and everything else. Now, the problem that I see with the story of self is when we grab hold of one of those things, one of those negative, pessimistic, one of those down, rubbish feelings that are not accurate, not really. They appear to be accurate at times for a while, but they're not really accurate because it is a story of self. Little mushroom there. So we grab hold sometimes when we're feeling particularly not well or off in some way. We can grab a hold of something, the mental health issues, feeling vulnerable, feeling sad, not fitting in, being an outsider, being a loner. We can grab hold of certain things and then we believe that that is the story of self, and we build ourselves as a person around that, so that defines us, and it's not true. And what we need to do, I believe, is when we have down times, when we look at ourselves in a negative way, which is fine really, you know, to a degree, when we think about the maybe the bad side of us, or the side of us that causes issues, problems, worries, troubles, whatever. When we look at the things like that, we need to literally just witness them, say okay, and let them go. That's it. Not to hold on, because we're made up of so many elements. Each one of us are made up of dozens, perhaps even hundreds. Hello! Hello, my beauty! Hello! Oh, look at this boy. Yeah, each one of us are made up of so many fragmented little pieces. And sometimes we can believe certain things that we tell ourselves, the story of self. Sometimes we can believe that when we are feeling particularly whatever, down or whatever. And as a child, if you're told something by your parents, your teacher, your friends, whatever, then that defines who you are sometimes. And again, that's not fact, it's not true, it's not really who you are, it's just that's how perhaps people have perceived you for the time being, at that moment in time, that moment in your life, the person you were on that day, at that time. And we grow and we evolve and we change so that person no longer exists. And that's how it should be. It really is, you know. Life isn't about being stagnant. Life isn't about staying in one place, unless you're a tree. You know, by all means, stay in one place if you're a tree. But not even a physical staying in one place. I mean that for me, because I like to travel and like to move and things like that. But the stagnant place that you could live in, the worst place, is the prison of your mind. And it's good to think forward, it's good to evolve, it's good to become somebody new. It's good to look at life and have a different perception, a different way of valuing you as a person on this planet, because you are valued, you are worthy, you are important, and you matter as much as any other person on this planet. And that's what you should be telling yourself. And it's true, so don't bother with the negative stuff. Witness it, let it go. And tell yourself those things. I am worthy, I matter. I am as important as anybody else on this planet. And you are, and so am I, and so is everybody. Everybody I've ever known, everybody I will ever know. I can hear the road, so I've never been along this little trail, this little track before, but I thought, well, it might make a change, but I'm not sure where it's going to lead out. What do I do? Bode, come here, love. Bode. Good boy. I don't want you getting anywhere near to the road. I think we're going to head backwards in a minute. Let me just see. Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's quite a fast road out there, so Bode, we're going to go this way, my love, okay? Going to go the way we came in. I know. Well, if you can get outside, get outside. So really, that's my thought for today, is that, yes, okay, everybody you meet does take away an image of you, an impression of you. They take away their thoughts and feelings of you, which is not necessarily who you are, because they've only known you for, however long. But it doesn't matter what they think or say or do. Nobody cares. Well, we shouldn't care, should we? But what matters is what you think about you. That's the important thing, the story of self, the story of who you are. And try to build that story into a nice story, because you've got the ability, we all have. So to let go of the negative and try to focus more on the positives. And yeah, it's difficult at times, of course it is, particularly if you're depressed or ill or whatever, it is difficult, but there are so many positives about you. And if you don't know how to do it, write a list. And I'll tell you what, you won't stop writing all the positives, from the tiny, tiny little things to the much bigger things. And you can start it off, I think I'm a decent person, on the whole, I like a chat with other people. I like to leave people better than I found them. If I can advise or guide or help or coach or lead somebody into a different way of being and thinking that's going to better their life, then I will. And it goes on and goes on, really. Hello, should we go and have a little look up here? No, I haven't got it with me. You have to go, Bode. I knew he'd start asking. Bless him. So, words become feelings. I made a video called Words Become Feelings, and I read 2 or 3 of my poems, because again, what we tell ourselves becomes feelings. Feelings manifest into partly who we are, and all those feelings all together build up to create the person that we ultimately are. So words become feelings. So tell yourself some nice words. What 5 words could you tell yourself? What 5 words could I tell myself? They've got to be nice words, not dickhead. So what 5 words? I could say kind, positive. I'm not really always positive, but yeah, it's a nice word and I do try. So positive. Caring. I think I'm caring. I know I'm caring. Complex. Well, to me, and of course it's up to you, but to me that's a positive word because I am a very complex person and I know that, so that's a positive. I deal with that and manage that, so that's a positive. And the complex nature of myself has a creativity around it, so I'm able sometimes to paint or write or just create in some way. Anyway, how many did we get to? Sometimes funny, perhaps, I don't know. Humorous, we call it. Or daft or silly or what's that? Oh, that's a huge... No, the path is so off now with water. Had so much rain. So that brings us to the end of this little bit. Okay, babe, we're going to stay here, my love. No, stay here. Stay here because it's very, very wet, okay? Just stay here, please. Thank you. We're going to stay here. I haven't got my glasses on, but... Oh, there it is. So yeah, it's very, very wet. There it is. Okay, so again, Bode, we're going to go this way, my love. Okay, thank you. Bless him. So yeah, words become feelings. And I do believe that. I think that's right, because if you tell yourself constantly, I'm no good at this, I'm no good at that, I'm just rubbish, other people matter more than me, other people can do that better than me, I don't trust myself to do that, I'm just awful. If you keep on telling yourself that, those words become feelings, and those feelings are, well, you tell me. Hello, you're beautiful, aren't you? So yeah, you've created negative feelings around yourself, where you feel hopeless, perhaps is a word, perhaps useless is another word, perhaps untrustworthy, whatever, stupid, daft, whatever you've created. And that then becomes the story of self again, you see, so it goes round and round and round. So the words you tell yourself are important. And believe those words, because it is you we're talking about. It's not some idiot, some stranger, somebody who doesn't matter on this planet. It's you. If you don't love yourself, nobody else can. If you don't put yourself first, then you can't give of yourself to anybody else, not of any real value. Bode, please don't lick. No need. So instead of saying you're useless, say I try. I never give up. I do my best. I like a challenge. It could be whatever you want to say to yourself. And those words become feelings. Those feelings become the story of self. And again, the story of self should be, I am worthy. I am worthy. And I am, mostly on this planet, I feel worthy. I feel valued, which is good. Not always, certainly not by family or whatever, but yeah, I feel valued to a degree. That's nice. But I am I do try to be positive. I try to be kind, considerate. I try to be caring. I try to be a loyal friend. I try to be a decent person on this planet. So that is my story of self. That is who I am. So again, whoever you meet, they may take something from you, an impression, an idea, and it may be so far removed, but only you know the true self, the story of self. And let's create a decent story of self. It's in our ability, isn't it, to create who we really are. So go forth and create. Find out who you are. And if you've never done it before, as I say, start writing stuff. Write a list. Think about it. What do you give to this planet? Are you a good friend? That's all it takes. Are you, on the whole, nice, kind, polite, generous, whatever? And surely they are all good words. And words become feelings. Okay, so that's the story of self, as far as I see it. Have a lovely day. Try and get out if you can. I know it's wet. We've had a storm Kieran. I think it's Kieran. Storm Kieran, which hasn't really been much of a storm, if we're honest. They always bump things up, don't they? But anyway, there's a lot of water, so we've had some rain. Don't want to call it a storm, but we've had rain. But if you can get out. It's always important. Okay, a long video there. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you very much. And don't forget, I have some news. I know I've said that 3 or 4 times. I've had to wait for a couple of things in particular before I can tell you what my news is, but it's on the way. Give me a few more days. Enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and enjoy the story of self, the story of you, who you really are. Love yourself, and take care, and be well.